Hey everyone, it is Carla here from Paint Me Vintage, which is about Plenty's home of premium chalk paint, furniture and interiors. This is just a wee practice run. I am sitting out here in our classroom today and I want to do a little kind of paint along with me. I want this to be a weekly feature, and today I'm going to try a couple of bits of decoupage. So I just want to make sure everything's going to work fine out here, so it might just be a little short one, and we will just try and make sure, get through any technical difficulties and all that sort of stuff, and hopefully it works out here, because this will be a great place for us to be able to do tutorials and paint with me's and that sort of thing. So we are in Tauranga in New Zealand, and I have lots of cool new products in at the moment, and so I want to play with them and show you what they look like. I think originally I was planning on decoupaging. I've got two of these. These are wooden clogs. They've been painted in our artisan chalk paint. We run a New Zealand made chalk paint. It's really lovely, in Wild Tusk. Everything actually is Wild Tusk at the moment. But I'm not going to decoupage them because I have something else coming in which I think will be better to decoupage those with. So say hello if you're on here. Let me know if you can't hear or can't see or whatever. It's very cold here, so I'm all rugged up. And yeah, I'm going to explain what I'm doing, but really just, you might find it interesting, and if not, you can flick on by. Just painting and seeing what we're doing. So this was a little wooden set of drawers that we have painted all over in chalk paint, and it bled like crazy. It was already painted, but it wasn't in the colours that kind of our vibe. So we painted over it, and we could tell from the first coat that we had bleed through on it, which, being painting it white, meant that we had like a yellow, really horrible yellow stain coming through. So we've done, I think, one thin coat of our lacquer, and that lacquer is basically sealed in the tannins from the wood that would bleed through. Could it actually be from the paint, because this is pre-painted, and then carried on painting. So now it's nice and white, and I wanted it white because I thought we could put this gorgeous decoupage paper on the drawers. As I said, this is a paint along with me. If I make mistakes, you will learn from them, just as I will. This tissue paper, I have used it once. I did a wee table on it last week. Is the Mint by Michelle tissue paper. Comes in a pack like that, and you get 3 sheets exactly the same, and they all join up. But I think today I can put those 2 sheets to the side to use later on, because the drawers aren't very big, so it's only going to take 1 sheet of paper. See, that it's actually slightly too wide, so I'm going to take all the drawers out. So this is all painted, dried, all the rest of it, and I'm going to make sure they're in the right order. So they have makers marks on them, 16, 17 and 18. I think this is how I'm going to do it. If you've got any questions, by all means pop them below. Oops. And or ask them on the replay if you're watching the replay. But yeah, please do say hello. Now this paper, you probably can't see everything, has this really cute bunny each side, and I want to see if I can get that on the middle drawer. Oh, he's just I'm gonna miss his tail, but that's okay. Or maybe, oh yeah, I can put him on the bottom drawer. Cool. So as you can see, because this has this white bit here, my paper is going to be cut up because of this white bit. I'm not going to put it over the whole front, but over the whole front could be kind of cute, couldn't it? What do you think? Over the whole front? could be really cute. Okay, I've changed my mind straight away. We're going to do it over the whole front. Put my drawers back in. I think this will fit. Let's see. It won't quite fit, but it's got a little white band there and there, which is really cute. I've got the holes for the handles. I'm using those as my center line, so hopefully whoever made this, I think this is a homemade job, did them nice and even. And yeah, I think I'm going to decoupage that right over all those drawers. It means my bunnies' heads are going to be out there and their bodies are going to be there. Oh, decisions, decisions. Anyone else like this? Am I going to do it that way? If not, I can sand it off, paint over it and do it on the drawer. So yeah, we're going to do it that way, I reckon. I think what I will do, I'm quite lucky because I've got all these little guidelines on there. Okay, so to stick this down, because it's a really thin and transparent paper, I'm actually going to use some decanted lacquer that I've got here. And now I'm looking for a stir stick. Give it a bit of a stir. So you can use any sort of lacquer that you want. You want something that's water-based. And the lacquer is really nice for these thinner decoupage papers because they absorb much more easily, and it kind of goes through them because they're so thin. And when I mean through them, it gets absorbed throughout the whole paper. Whereas if we get to it, I'm going to play with some other decoupage papers. Just came in today too, or this week. This is my decoupage brush. It's really nice and gentle and soft. And what I'm going to do is just decoupage little bits at a time. Because this is handmade, it's really up and downy. So we'll just see how that goes. I feel like I should have the radio on out here. Chalk paint's really absorbent as well. So this is unsealed chalk paint. So if you are applying your lacquer to unsealed chalk paint, as I am, you need to be fairly generous with it. So I'm just going to line, there's my hole, just going to line, where's my hole gone, there, line it up with the top there, just kind of pat it down. And then I'm just going to get some plastic. Got two bits here. Scrunch it up. I really love this paper. What is it called? Lace. It's very much my vibe. And everyone's different. And then I've also got my brayer, because I was only going to do the drawers, and I really like using the brayer when I have nice flat bits. Got a wee bit of a wrinkle happening there. Spread that up and down again. I think that was a wee bit of a mistake, but that's okay. Cool, so that top bit is on. And then this is a wee trick which I have been playing around with a little bit, of just wetting the decoupage paper. Just, this is a mist bottle, so it just gives like a light spray, not a big lot of water. And what it does is it, I'm just gonna mist that part of the paper. Oh, I feel like I got more on the thing than the paper. It makes the paper expand a little bit. And sometimes it helps with the decoupage. I'll soon tell you if it is making it easier or harder for me. So now I'm just doing another little bit of lacquer there. And I feel like this has not helped. I feel like it has made it much harder. Because this bit up here is not stretched, and the next bit I'm dealing with is stretched. Lucky these are going to be very shabby chic. And if they weren't, then that definitely is now what they're going to be. It's a beautiful paper. Can't say the same for me, for my decoupaging. Okay, the second bit is going a bit better. I have decoupaged a lot of things in my time, and you can always learn and you can always make mistakes. So I feel like that's a little bit stretched. I am just going to gently dust the paper with the water again. Of course, it always happens on a live when you're trying to show people, doesn't it? When you're on your own, there's no pressure. I think that's what it is. Just fold this down. And put this on here. So here we go. was just someone trying to visit me. First bit not so good. Second bit going grand. So the paper, I don't know if this mist, well, the misting technique is definitely having an effect because I can feel where the paper has expanded, where the water is. And I can also feel where it hasn't. So, like all things, I think it just takes a little bit of practice and also just working out what technique you like the best. So I think what I might do now is put my last bit of lacquer down. And just miss the corners because I feel like the corners were stretching out, well, not stretching out because they were dry. And see, there's a bit of tension there. I think if I wet that, that'll help it stretch out a little bit. And also, because I decided to do the whole front, it's gone up and down, up and down, up and down. If I can do this successfully, it's going to be super cute. And the joys of painting and crafting is if it's not super cute, usually you can turn it into something else, or you can just sand it off, paint over it and start again. Okay, that's looking really good. Top one, not so good, and I can see that's coming up, probably because I tried to peel it up, or did peel it up. So we'll just get under there, do a little bit more. Definitely that water is helping. This would have helped better if I misted the whole thing instead of decided once I'd already got some in. Right, let's give this a little bit of a flatten out. Brayer definitely helping in regards to all the different raised areas as well. Cool, all right, we need to let him dry. it'll dry off a little bit. So that's what it looks like. Beautiful. So I'll let that dry, and then I will come back and I'll lacquer over the top, and then once that's dry I'll get my knife and cut all those areas so that everything can move. I'm not going to try and cut it now because I've done that before, and what happened was that I ripped the paper. So that is not recommended. The other papers we've had come in are made by Marley papers here. And what was that? I'll just wrap this up. And in there, these, you get 3 papers. This one is called Roses Are Red. So you get 2 like that. And then one, let's have a look. That's the one that I'm thinking of using. And one like this. So cute. And they're really thick. So much thicker than the Mint by Michelle tissue. They're like a newsprint. So there's that one. And then the other one is that I think is the one I'm going to use is called Fortune Favours the Bold, and you get a left and a right of her, and then I'll show you the other one as well, and this is completely different type of decoupage to use, and I have used this, but I've used it as a reverse decoupage, so this will be my first time using it as a wet decoupage. And then yeah, so you get a left and a right of her and this, so 3 papers. There's quite a lot of paper, so yeah, it's pretty good value. And Lal is the furniture artist. I hope that doesn't bleed. Is the furniture artist that creates these, and so she has a really good YouTube page. You can go and have a look there, and she does lots of really good tutorials. So I'm going to try and do one just like she does, well, in my version of, but she applies it straight to all sorts of things without painting underneath, and that's because of the thickness of it. So I'm going to try that too. So these, I found 2 of these in the weekend. They're just wooden trays. There's one, and there's the other one. And I found them at the market, the Sunday market, and they are very nearly, look at that, the perfect size for one of these. So you can paint them first. I'm not going to in this instance. I'm just going to get the decoupage paper on and see how we go from there. So this is one of the recommended, but I have this white around them, so this is definitely one of the recommended ways of using it. Just rip it. Rip the white off so you get like a jagged edge. I can't even see if anyone's on here, so I do not even know if this is working. I love all the colours on this, and the background colour there to me looks like a really good match with one of our colours called Stormy Creek. So my plan is to get this decoupage paper on, straight onto the wood, and then later off camera, I won't put you all through that, is to paint it and meld it all into the project with the paint. I think I'm trying to be too careful. And the idea with this is, well, obviously you don't want that white cut edge, but it gives you a jagged edge, so it will it'll meld in with all your paintwork and everything nice and easily. And also, because this is the tiniest bit too big on the sides, it's going to make it fit, I think. I hope you can see. Can you see me doing that? So when you're decoupaging, you can use whatever is your favourite type of decoupage medium. Like I said, I do like using our artisan lacquer. Doesn't matter what sheen level you use, because it's just a nice thin medium. I like that for thin papers, but for thicker papers, Lau definitely recommends Mod Podge. So that is what we're going to use for this tray. I perhaps should have done this off camera prior, but like I said, this is a test, and a test to see if you're interested in just painting along with me, because I kind of do projects like this every week. It would be easy for me. Oh, look how good that fits, so good. So really hope that this wood tray doesn't bleed. It looks like a bleeder, so we will see. So just going to get my Mod Podge. I think this one's going to be tray easy. Get a different, another decoupage brush. And because the paper's thicker, that is why I think the using the Mod Podge is a good idea as well. The lacquer dries really quickly. The warmer your environment is, of course, the more quickly it dries. Whereas a Mod Podge keeps its wetness, for want of a better word, longer. So all I'm doing is applying Mod Podge directly to my wood tray. I'm going to do about half of it, I reckon. Maybe I should do a third of it. Yeah, so it's kind of staying nice and wet, and because the paper's thicker, it will be even more absorbent, so you want it to really grip onto the paper and glue it down. So yeah, to me the lacquer would definitely just be too thin to do all the things. So I'll put her, oh goodness gracious, put her roughly in the middle. Yep, that is roughly in the middle. And then I've got another piece of plastic here. Thicker papers, much easier to get them nice and flat. Just starting in the middle with the screwed up piece of plastic and just pushing any wrinkles or bubbles out the side. Wrinkles and bubbles can be air that's trapped, or it can be big globbles of your glue medium too. So I think in hindsight on this, I probably should have done a smaller area of glue medium. Oh, Grayer is working a treat. Just flattening all that out. And then I've got something weird stuck out under there. That's alright, we'll just go with that. Cool. Start in the middle, spread it out. have a bit of a wrinkle there that I'm not loving. Oh, now I've got glue on there. We don't want glue on top, not yet anyway. Of our glue underneath. It's certainly gripped on really well, and as I said, in hindsight I think perhaps I should have done a smaller area with my glue. So I think I'll just do half this one. Yeah, see, that's better because you have more control because it's a smaller area. Awesome. This one is going to have paint around it, and I also thought I could put a bunch of flowers around it too. Maybe not decoupage flowers, but I thought leftover bits of transfer and that sort of thing could be really nice. And I don't usually go for things which have a lot of red in them, but I just really like this image a lot. I like that it's a person, and I like all the background colours as well. I certainly think that this paper is more robust. It's going to give you a different look as well, so that's why there's all sorts of different papers made. Let's give that a little bit of a flatten out. Oh, she looks pretty good. Yeah, so that was cool. So what I would do with this now is obviously wait for it to dry. I'll do another coat of Mod Podge over the top to seal it in. Again, just because it's thicker, it stays wet for longer, same as that. And yeah, I'll finish them up and then I'll show you what they look like a little bit later on. Cool. Thanks for watching, everyone.